What is game? There we go. Right in front of the thing. But hello, hello. Welcome in to some Ace Attorney investigation. It's been what, 2 weeks since I finished the original OG trilogy. I got kind of addicted to it, and well, it's just really good, you know. So I want to continue. I did take a little break because I wanted to play another game, and what's it called? You Mad Frog for Final Fantasy, which I will be doing later as well with my static. But anyway, all I know about this is that Miles is supposedly the main protagonist, and also that there's character movement. It's not a pure visual novel this time. Interestingly enough, I have no idea. I don't know anything though. My brain will be racking to solve the puzzle though, and I'm gonna get right into it. Hope you enjoy. Oh. All right, investigations, and then investigations 2, prosecutor's game. Are we a prosecutor or a defense attorney is the real question, huh? Turnabout visitor. All right. Oh, everything old is new. Okay. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? This Edgeworth's office? It is Edgeworth's office, okay. Sorry. Maybe I wasn't clear about enough. The guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter the case. There's a murder in Edgeworth's office. Oh, and you're showing. Yeah. Somebody new. Don't know who that is. I'm a prodigy amongst prosecutors. Always have been. Always will. Ah. Okay. So also, I believe this is like a few weeks or to like a month. January, February, March. I think the final game of the trilogy ends in March or February. End of February? I don't know. 2 weeks to a month after the final trilogy. A prosecutor murder in. Oh, Edgeworth is going to be suspected for a crime, huh? 12th floor hall. See? Sprite work. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. Uh-huh. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe. What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood. Okay. What the? Dude, it's so weird actually not having it be a visual novel. What the hell? What's the meaning of this? Freeze! This is the police. Oh. Never mind. Identify yourself. Got some nerve committing murder in the prosecutor's office. You can't identify me? Is that a threat? Ah, he's got a safe behind his thing too. Huh. Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. Alright, Edgeworth. I see you. He's pissed, bro. Straight pissed. Yeah, but you're gonna be framed for it, my guy. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home from a month abroad... Was it really just a month? Maybe my timeline's wrong, but I'd be trusted into a multitude of cases, and some very frantic and busy days. You sure are. Oh, man. 14th, 256. 1202 is his office. That's the prosecutor. Damn. Prosecutor badges are flashy as fuck. Proof of my profession. However, I prefer to keep it in my pocket. Ah. Unknown unknown. 1202. It is so strange having it not be the visual novel style. It's... What style is this? It is still visual novel. Point and click is more like it. That's what it is. Finger wag, or not the finger wag. I would say nervous energy, but like impatient energy. That's what it is. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. It's so weird. Dusty. Oh! Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. Damn, gumshoe. Aww. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. Gumshoe looking good, bro. It looks like he bulked out a little bit, but I know it's just a side profile a little bit. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct. And the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. How are you gonna hate on him? You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However, gotta remember the voice. Ah! Look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with trucking mud into my office. Uh-huh. Whoa. Sounds like you're getting real burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, it's time to do some investigating. Oh, agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So, I'll keep any leads or information we find etched into the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why, of all places, did the murder occur in my office? It really a coincidence that murder took place in my office. Get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean,
can't really say it's a coincidence, can you?
No, not really. Especially because of this. Is that a car key? Oh, the key to the office, okay. I thought that was the obvious answer, but like, this office door has a lock built into it.
The key to your office? What do you mean, sir?
If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you.
Logic?
By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. Okay. Yo, what up? Welcome in, Auntie. Yeah. Finished the trilogy a few weeks ago, and now I'm a clueless... Well, not clueless, I know the characters, but everything's new yet again. That is the end result of using logic. And we have a new game mechanic already.
So, how do you use it?
First, I recall the information we've gathered with Q, and then I connect them together with T. Fourth wall break. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, it was really, really good. Yeah. All of it piecing together, and final, like a lot of the cases were really good. Final case was fantastic too. I haven't played that yet. I'm doing the old games first, and then continuing with... I finished the trilogy, and then I'm continuing with this. And then I'll piece through the rest of them as I go. Oh wait, I just have to piece them together? Okay, gotcha. It's telling me what to do. I'm curious to see how things will be different, especially without the Magatama and the spirit powers, but we'll see. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. Okay. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible. That is very true. It's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. I'm also unsure, because he's a prosecutor, right? So are we... We're not... I don't think he's going to become a defense attorney. I think he's going to remain a prosecutor, right? So seeing how we solve cases from this perspective will be interesting.
Yes. That's what I was thinking, sir.
There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? Okay.
Really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth.
That's some beautiful logic, sir. God. No worries, man. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll be hopefully streaming. I will be streaming more of this, so if you want to stop by again, and come hang out. Thanks for the follow. When you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. Okay. That's how we're gonna lose. But I think carefully about pieces leading together, the logic should flow. Alright. Let's get started with our investigation, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Man, everything's so different. The basis of
any good investigation is to examine everything, sir.
I know that. When I want to examine something, I will simply use space when I'm next to it. It's very strange how it's a point and click almost, and there's an actual sprite to move and characters. Like you're actually playing a game instead of a visual novel.
Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use T, okay?
I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator. Ace investigator, Gumshoe? Hell yeah! Sometime. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Yep. Very, very strange. He follows me around too. Oh, that's... Already saw the prosecutor's badge. Homicide detective. In charge of the initial investigation. Oh. Okay. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? Okay. That is our first link we need to find, I guess. What's Gumshoe after me?
Called, sir?
Ah. And presenting his back as well. Is there anything you noticed that you'd like to share, Detective Gumshoe?
Just that I rushed here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office, sir. The investigation's just gotten started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So, were you the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth?
Fortunately, upon my return, I found my office door to be unlocked. And what awaited me inside was this whole messy affair. There's this standard pose of his cocky confidence.
Ouch, that's rough.
Even though I left the security of this room to this certain detective.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, check marks about or dialogue topics is very nice. I assumed you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective.
Of course, sir. Examine anything and everything with space. By checking various things out, we can gather all sorts of evidence and information.
It's cute.
That's it. Great job, sir. Deductive reasonable.
Deductive reasonable is the
Way to go.
Okay, thank you. It's called deductive reasoning, Detective. Clearly something you lack.
Oh.
Ooh, okay. Let me plop a fresh... okay, there's a shit ton of saves. Not that many saves. Let me plop the opening save, just in case. Is it gonna tell me when I have... Okay. Clues is when I have thing to investigate. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here.
I think I've seen one of these before.
Care to enlighten me as to where?
Oh, I know.
I was issued the exact same model. I think. So somebody on the police force or the detective agency? Or Gumshoe? Is it gonna be Gumshoe? Detective. I don't really like...
Oh, I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergencies. So that's why I didn't recognize it.
So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used as the precinct's detectives. Detectives, specifically, gotcha. And do you have anything to report?
Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes, sir.
Talk about it.
Talk about a contradiction.
Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look a bit around. The sofa. Hope you can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa. Edgeworth.
That thing looks like a billion times softer than my mattress at home.
I sit on it.
Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. We have work to do. Till this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest.
You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end.
Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. Poor Gumshoe. But he's gonna be a real trooper too. Oh man. Okay. We'll go over there in a bit. How is it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Well, I know. Is Steel Samurai. This is yet another batch of fresh flowers. Ones that come with a card patched every month, like clockwork for you?
Yup. Oh, speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved.
Windy. Ah. Hey, look. The old girl's committed, at least, right? She's committed to Edgeworth. Oh, Miss Siren, how painful are thy thorns.
Wendy. Isn't that the name of the old lady with the whiny voice that's stalking?
That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. Yup. Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared any harm. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down to watch any of that show. What's it about?
What's it about again?
Oh well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero, the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai, aww! Along with the deluge of merchandise. Even a new stage show gives its presence.
You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy?
What?
Of course not.
Oh, of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than I expected. Let us return to the investigation. You know, it was kind of strange that he does have the Steel Samurai in his office, but also, it's Steel Samurai, I fully understand. Very happy that we get check marks for talking to people too. That's very nice. It's been a while since I've sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it.
Ho ho! Yeah, that thing's so polished it makes mirrors jealous.
It's reflective for some reason. Don't tell me you had no other worry the entire time I was away, detective.
My job is to protect your office, sir.
And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred here.
That's harsh, sir.
I have to admit the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. Already the pay cuts for Gumshoe.
Oh, it's your trophy. The, Knight of Prosecutors, right?
King of Prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield.
They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right?
Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. Very Edgeworth statement right there. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself.
That's so slick, sir.
I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. That's all his generic office stuff, but it was good to visit again. Now,
Ah, watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir.
I'm sending it right on. And that killer is going to pay. This tea set.
Yikes! You're really mad over this.
God, my voice is all over. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck.
Oh, what? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks.
Yeah, that wasn't relevant at all. Okay. Knocked over books with bloody shelf.
Files are all over the floor, sir.
They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. During the struggle between the victim and the killer.
Ah, I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away.
I mean, this
Just rendered all that time and effort I put in pointless.
I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room.
Well, I water the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special.
Gumshoe, you work too hard, man.
Or about a half a day every Saturday. I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled.
Does he have a life? The man is devoted to you when you're questioning him?
Ouch. They even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up, ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games.
I had no idea you were interested in chess.
I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give it chess a try.
In that case, I suppose I could set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. But he's willing to play. I mean, look, I'm always here for more Gumshoe in Edgeworth. Alright. The body. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine the area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. Ah, okay. Interesting. Ooh, he wrote something. Gunner? Fuck. Gumshoe, why'd you murder the man? It wasn't Gumshoe, but yeah. What do we have here?
Hey, I think I've seen one of these before.
It's a police badge, detective.
Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a quinkadink.
Let's take a look inside. Buddy Faith. Detective. You know, something I learned is that the names have potential to mean something. You know, so they are usually decently well translated. I know it's the Japanese ones are different, as a chatter said last time. Buddy Faith. And I would do well to remember names because I forgot fucking Armando's name. Detective. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. So is that his gun on the floor? I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdomen area. Shot him again.
It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir.
In other words, he was shot. No, he was... I mean, we don't know if he was shot yet.
Yup. And until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that.
Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Victim's abdomen. The body was found at around 2:05. Okay. Clean through the victim's abdomen. That means there's a bullet hole.
Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir?
Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all.
Alright, if you say so.
Keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have to press E to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand too. Probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Or, hit that brain and think about it. Wait, turn that off.
I don't believe it. I packed those files on these shelves so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall off. But just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all.
A problem for sure. Once the investigation is over, we'll put them back on the shelf. There's like a very important gumshoe name. Or gumshoe. Okay. Didn't mention that I could think about it. Ah. Okay. Boom. And the victim was a detective. How next? The revolver, the standard model used by the detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time?
Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster.
So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. It can be assumed that the gun... extremely debatable. Also, it's been brought up that ballistic residue, or whatever it is a fact in these from the previous cases, so that'll be a point of contention. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver.
As I always say, you've got to look real careful at each piece of evidence.
Use the buttons.
There's no such thing as a bad angle, sir. To get at the nitty and gritty.
Oh, okay, not that close. Never do that, but we are investigating. Oh. Those are actually the arrows, not the... Okay, the horse marker? Or... one fired shot. I like that the forensics is back. That's fun. It looks like only one round was fired from this.
Wow. So the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wrestling the gun from him. Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. Thank you, Edgeworth. Yes, this is about all we're going to find out. We should have sent the body to Audrey. Jim! Oh, why? Oh, why? How how could this happen to a guy like you? Jim? Why call him Jim? Also, it's clearly the guy that was in the fucking intro. So, we're back to the, presumably making the killer very obvious for the first few cases, which is going to be a little bit of a disappointment. Because, like, if I didn't see him in the picture before, I would just assume this is a dude. Now I'm suspicious. Huh. Are you alright? Don't touch me. Leave me alone. Just let me be. Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him, Jim. Looks like he's turned in it for the night.
Sure. Just in a bloodstained suit, pal. Gumshoe.
Where are my manners? An Olympian, trying to be a cool guy with the jacket over the shoulder. And the headband. Aren't you that prosecutor? Oh, why, yes, I am. I'm Jack Portsman. Jackez? Jackez Port. Prosecutor. I'm gonna call him Jack Portman. Jack's Portman. Portsman. Prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busted. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor.
Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir.
So, you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office, huh? Yes, that is correct. Then it was you. You're the one who killed Jim.
Hey, don't go jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay?
I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. A likely story.
Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Ho ho ho. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means.
So it's you then. You're Jim's killer.
No way, pal. You got it all wrong.
Everyone calm down. Portsman, huh? Mr. Portsman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Dude, that fucking thumbs up is Larry vibes. It's so Larry coded, god damn it. Is he gonna be our Larry? No. Maybe. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now how about a handshake to seal the deal? Huh? Huh? Yep. A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on, then. It's your room, after all. Thank you. I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there.
Sir!
Damn, that's a firm handshake. I want you to capture the scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. What the fuck? That's kind of fucking weird. Something's weird about it. That's not how you react to somebody being murdered. You definitely don't make it a photo shoot out of it. And he's already suspicious as fuck and kind of hard reference to be the murderer. Okay, should probably give them some space. Ah. Save complete. Ah, it is a different scene. Not fully, I guess. Ah, I can investigate that. How is it coming along?
Please, I need absolute silence. This picture is too important to mess up.
I'll leave the man to his own. Mr. Portsman, a word if I may. Jim, I swear I'll find your killer and bring them to justice. You wait and see. It'll be for the both of us. No. You wanted to talk to me about something? No. That's alright. I feel like I'm interrupting their conversation.
Called, sir.
The info I gathered seemed to have picked up a few good leads.
Oh, so now you're gonna do that thing with all that information, right?
What are you blabbing about?
The brainy thing you were talking about just a few minutes ago, sir. Logic? You said you could look at all your leads and info? Yeah. Then you pick the one that seems related, and that's your way of investigating, right, sir?
Yes, that is why this exercise in explaining my own method to me was unnecessary.
Okay, then how about I explain my logic to you next?
That is even more unnecessary. Oh, keep smiling, Gumshoe. So I didn't mean to press that. You know, that is his logic mechanic is the replacement for the Magatama, and it is also the inverted colors. Ah, fuck! I gotta stop pressing Q.
Ah, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor?
It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round.
So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well.
They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made.
Oh, that made your prosecutorial debut in. If they had shot through it, it would have been a disaster.
It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here.
Huh? Like what?
I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us.
Really?
Ha. Did I say contradiction? You must be rubbing off on. I'm starting to sound like it. Edgeworth! Come on! I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence, or seems off, and that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press T with conviction. Huh. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. And that is how I do things. Aha!
Eureka!
Eureka! All right. That I don't even think that's his voice from the first game. That was an interesting voice. Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction.
What do you mean, sir?
It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim, and the second felled this frame.
Hey, that's right.
However, this gun was only fired once.
Hey, that's true too.
Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight?
By the way, I noticed something, sir.
Yes.
What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame?
Ah, that. It's a secret safe.
Secret safe. Oh, I smell money.
I'll spare us the trouble and just say nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way.
Roger that. Achoo, achoo. Talk about dusty.
I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while.
I had no idea there was a safe here, or I'd have kept it clean for you, sir.
There's some weird swipe marks. Smudges. Oily smudges? Oily smudges, I would say.
So, when did you put this thing in?
It wasn't something I installed in person. Every prosecutor's office has one.
Really? I had no idea.
Oh well, only prosecutors are supposed to have the knowledge of their existence. Not completely a fact, but some foreshadowing there. And this is why I don't like having so much information from the fucking the opening intro scene. Like, even revealing who it fucking was is kind of insane.
So, what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth?
Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session.
That's it. Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams.
Aha. Only they know of them. Only they know of them. Trial of its use. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Now this is odd.
You found something, sir?
My voice is fluctuating all over the place with him. This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean? I think it's dirty, but we'll go with clean.
Yeah. There's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself.
You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. I can find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Wiped down well makes sense. Huh. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. I can't open it? Never hurts to look.
I never knew there was a safe hidden back here.
Well, if detectives knew about them, then they wouldn't be secret now with me. Give me 1 sec. Ah, there we go. Hopefully better.
Are there any other secret hidden things in this room?
Even if there were, it would defeat the purpose of them being hidden if I told you. So don't bother looking for them.
So there's no, like, hidden camera around, right?
And what if there was?
No, it's nothing. Forget I said anything, sir.
Do I even want to ask what he's been doing in my office while I've been away? See, that's why you examine pointless shit. Alright. Oh, well. Ba-da-ba-da. Kinda logic. I think the killer's goal in the wiped fingerprints is our logic here. This is what they're truly after. Connects. Bah! I believe I've figured out what the murderer was after.
Well, what is it, sir?
The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least there is a history, but that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. Ah. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. The culprit tried to open my safe. What was the killer's motive? Was the killer's motive theft? I don't think we have anything for now. Which means we gotta talk to people. Mr. Forensics. Unless it actually is all the information. Maybe it is. I guess it is. Okay. There's some room for mechanics here. I don't think anything here connects directly, but I have to try looking around the room. Okay, well, I think we just try it. Try to open my safe. Was the killer's motive theft? I had the thought that they very suspiciously shot at this. Which means I think the person that threatened Edgeworth was trying to help us. Uh-huh. So we need to find out who was trying to help us. Let's try this. I don't think they're completely connected, but there is a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the results of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer.
Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir?
Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Okay, that's fair. Also, a bit of a leap of logic. Well, an assumption is the right way to put it.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelf files like you've never seen before, even at a library.
Sure. Let's give it a try. Also, move the body, please. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. Debatable. All we can do is search for the truth. And so what are we supposed to do? How do we get about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help.
So this file goes here, and that book goes there.
You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done.
1A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Correct. 2A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. 3A, B, C. Oh. Oh, A. That's a 0, no? 0, A, B, C, D, E. Which means these are filed incorrectly, which means 0 through E. 0A through E should be where 1A through AE is, which places the bullet wound correctly. How would they file afterwards? Currently the files are in the wrong spots. Very, very right too is OJ, 0J, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, H, I, J. Interesting. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J? Huh. The ordering's very weird, currently.
The bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh.
I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf.
And that guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor kinda grossing me out.
Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right This is the first time we've had like pools of blood. I know there's been some blood, but I don't think we actually like. You always see pictures of the body, right? Yeah, okay.
But, you know I'm not good with blood, sir.
I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. Me too, my guy.
And put them all back, just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing.
Although it doesn't. It does look like the killers moved the body to flip through the shells. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands after being shot. There are prints on the floor, too. Those must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. Okay, you're really not gonna let me get to that. Was in a sitting position here after being shot.
Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants
has blood on it. That would be the logical conclusion. Aha, a bullet hole.
So, this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh?
For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Yes. Okay.
And I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way.
Do we deduce here, or... Oh, well, I can't even deduce. Maybe the abdomen?
Jack Porton.
My first time speaking with him. He's a new character. Makes sense. The body. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf.
The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well.
In a sense, I suppose.
See? I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth.
Aw, trying to prove your worth. Alright, well. I want to go over here. We shot in the abdomen, though. Right?
Eureka!
Eureka! There's clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole.
What do you mean, sir?
You don't see. Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up.
But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir?
And that would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot.
And that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir?
It means that you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? The order of the files. Yep. I believe the order of the files is a bit off.
You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the label on the files are wrong, sir.
Oh?
Yeah, You see here, now how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird.
Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye.
But the numbers are all out of order, sir.
And those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little different. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred.
Aha!
So that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out.
You think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved?
They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. B, C, D, E, F, G, H. 0H is missing. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. Gum. It's not an H though. Actually, no, it might be an A. H. I think it's supposed to say gumshoe, but the killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Fate, and then put the files back in numerical order. Right, guy. Oh. Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim.
But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time?
Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice. Once before and once after the crime. But why? Aha! Trying to find something, and then once after the murder is interesting, though. Now that the crime is seen as it was at the time of the murder, time to give another look. Ah, the bullet hole. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be.
And we figured out that the killer went through your bookshelves twice.
Indeed. There are many things the killer did that don't make sense. But to figure out the whys, we need more information. Alright.
These handprints belong to the victim, right? They make sense with the body position.
Yes. He must have left them when he was trying to support himself after he was shot. However, the final position of the body shows that it was moved. I need to cover this crime scene with a fine-tooth comb. Yes. There must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved. But there is no time to ponder that now. Let us continue our investigation, Detective.
Roger that, sir. I'm raring to go.
Uh-huh.
Well, this. What is that? Why does it say gumshoe on there in blood?
I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed.
No, wait. There's gotta be some mistake.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Please, help me. Say something, sir.
it appears that one of my files was stolen.
Is that all, sir? What about me in my situation?
Is this what the killer was really after? 0H. Else. This is new. Written in blood that was stolen by the culprit. Investigation complete. Why do you call him Jim? His name is very clearly Buddy Faith. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is a guilty party, huh? If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Where's your proof? Jim's words. That's more than enough, wouldn't you say? Oh, he's talking about the message. If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. Oh? I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. I'm inclined to agree with you, Edgeworth. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do?
What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique.
Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir?
Might as well. Alright. First, I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with E and present the piece of contradictory evidence.
But it's not like there's going to be a flaw in their testimony every time, right?
Correct. At those times, I need to press the witness with Q. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony.
I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too.
Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. So cross-examinations aren't happening in courts. No, okay. It's very different. Well, it's all the same, but it's very different at the same time. Detective Gumshoe. You stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft itself. That's when you moved Jim's body. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portman? There is no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Absolute faith in Gumshoe, like always. Rebuttal. Rebuttal, huh? I'm oppressive.
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Thank you, bro. Why do you call the victim Jim? Not unreasonable, nicknames are a thing, but it's weird. When clearly, his name is Buddy Faith. Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jackass and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly?
But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name.
Well, Jax and Buddy just sounds off somehow, you know? And besides, he was a third of a bunch of guys I decided to give him nicknamed Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. You really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft.
Hey, you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth?
It's a possibility. Maybe your salary has been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. Gumshoe quite suspects, rising on the suspect list really high now.
I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but...
Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? Huh. They're back with their lovely animated sprites and movements. That's when you move Jim's body, and that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. I mean, implies the body turned somehow.
Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal.
Yeah, there's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point.
Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth.
Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it, with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game-finishing spike. It'll be his final words that will be brought to justice.
Hold it!
You're saying that those letters were intended for you? Yup, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect nothing less from my former partner. It looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. True meaning? What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Now, to clear Mr. Portsman by presenting him with some evidence. Okay, let me save real quick. Okay. Didn't notice this, is I think... You did absolutely have to notice, because the book was stolen after the letters were... Well, it's so obvious, it's fucking clear.
Objection!
Objection. That is true, bro. It was the objection, the Steam achievement. Objection. It's back, baby. Let's go. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, But there is a serious flaw in your logic. Heh, bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me. Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. If you have the time to laugh, and you have the time to take another closer look at this. This music. Bum, bum, bum. Some fucking victory-ass music. You still not see it? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner. I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
Hey, it's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name were the missing letter in the detective's name where the file should be is proof.
Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and there's only half an H.
If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files, especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Damn, bro, he does a full fucking back split or back bend, and then he comes back with that face?
Oh, which means, what exactly? What does that make this dying message?
It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene.
That's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time.
Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Heh. You win some, you lose some. That's how life goes.
Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive.
But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However...
What is it this time?
Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office?
That would be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal.
Fucking pulling on the jacket. And then he fucking fluffs it. Alright. Ha! That's absolutely right. And I acknowledge your innocence. And then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Well, I was thinking. Did you know there is one other person with the key to this office? One other person. Hey, you there.
Yes, sir. What is it, sir?
Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? Am I... A lady has access to his office, though. The girl is a member of this building security. Think of her as a material witness. Well, Wendy, my girl, you're making an appearance real early.
Security. Did you say security? No, stop it. Pal, don't.
Oh, what's wrong with it? You'll be stressing in a second. No? Oh, never mind. I believe she needs no introduction. I've called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. She got hired.
Whoa.
That's an outfit. Still with their bird feathers. Loving the blue badger and the safety. Oh, that's so cute. Shirt design. A jacket. Ooh, nice jacket. Unique. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie. Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. Very lax outfit for a security guard. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building.
What?
Not Maggie getting... Yeah, Maggie. Poor Maggie. Her bad luck strikes again. Yep, alright. You're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe. And then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you? Would never sneak into someone's room. What is she? Oh, wait, is there a hide? Is there a hide key, actually? One sec. Key config? There's a hide dialogue. I just realized this says partner, and that means there's possibilities for other partners.
That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right, I did it.
Can we take that as a confession, Detective?
Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problem with that, right?
Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. And for one simple reason. Oh, we're right into it. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Raise the sun, this dude. So, you're saying she used the master key. Aha. Very different than the key found. Its use is controlled by security staff. There's complications to this, but... Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. Seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him.
Rebuttal.
Pretty obvious. that Miss Bird snuck in.
Hold
Press.
it!
I'ma press him. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but... Man. But I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to. What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated.
What do you mean, unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal.
But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? Okay. As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer's room, the killer must have stolen. Okay. Why is her outfit different? Off shift? A midnight shift change? Or wait, no, after a 1 a.m. shift change. Huh. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? Huh. I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir.
Objection!
Objection. If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Ha, a likely story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it.
Yeah, pal. Trust me. You don't want to test just how bad her luck is.
Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. I'm glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth.
But... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Uh-huh. I say thievery. I'm oppressed.
Hold it!
The safe. Not supposed to know about the safe. I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However, I'm glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe, hey, good thinking, asking for my opinion on the matter. Or would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? I mean, Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door.
Hold it!
I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face. See, there goes the truth, running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up. I don't think you're catching my drift. Haha, but we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand when I say. That since she's the only one who could have opened the office door. Wait, where's the... Oh man, am I gonna... There it is. And that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect.
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you have a spare made for someone else. I'll have you know, I've never made a spare. So what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she?
Hold it!
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? He's got a reputation! It's probably a bad reputation, but he's got a reputation! Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors.
Really? Really? I never knew I was talked so much. I was so talked about, sir.
We're holding our collective breath, you know? For when you screw up so badly that you're literally chased off the force.
Wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth?
Of course not. That's hogwash. That's hogwash.
Whew. Don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there.
Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe. I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence.
I would love to. But first, we should listen a bit more and digest what he is saying. Impress. This is our contradiction. The added Maggie Bird statement. Her intent. From the messed up shells to the wiped down safe. I'd say thievery. Only each prosecutor has their own. Only they know of them. Is our contradiction. Now she works as nighttime security. Aw. Job changing so many times. You can't present profiles yet. Okay, get it now. This is safe. Do you wish to continue that insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. And that may be. But you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. You just realized? I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident when she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt it. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelves and the safe were targeted. Damn, biting them. Biting the metal.
Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either.
Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Yeah, you're sweating an awful lot. Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. Oh, the music got really, really good for some reason. All right. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind? I... Curses, what made you?
What's with the angry face all of a sudden?
It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of secret safes. What did you say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled them in on the secret safes. Thumbs up.
Then that means...
Yeah, I know. I'd only just told them, too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell. I still can't quite believe it. But the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief. I think there's truth to that. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? You. I think there's possibly truth that the victim is the thief. Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? He has no knowledge of this. I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession.
What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder.
Yes and no. I mean, she has stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir.
Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office.
Which is precisely why he had to steal it. Wouldn't you say? Yep. It was Jim who stole the master key. Huh. Ha! Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us. Unless... Well, unless you retrieved it from Jim.
After you killed him.
Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but that's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? You people be so kind as to see yourselves out.
You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Haha, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. And you are all suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run this show.
Listen, pal. How many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit.
Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself.
But sir.
We have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear? All right. To be continued. Damn. All right. Ba-da-ba-ba. Hey. Interesting things are afoot. We don't have all the information yet, and I mean, it's kind of been implied from the opening's title that it's Portsman, which I hate that we fucking haven't revealed that like that. If it's true, if it's not true, then you got me. But um, we are going to continue because I have an hour and 15 minutes. Um, so this will be a slight change. I'm going to continue until it's raid, probably like 10 minutes before that, and then I will save and just stop into and head into static time for Final Fantasy. But for now, we continue. There's our book and a basketball outside. What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. That voice cut. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. But you've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. That's her hat! True. So then, what now, pal? Looks like life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Poor Maggie, bro. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway.
Really, sir?
For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. This is very important. Okay. So since we're cross-examining during the investigation, does that mean most of this is going to resolve around just the investigations? There's a fucking name to the game for the fucking reason, okay. Oh, gee. I wonder if Ace Attorney Investigations will be about investigations. Well, alright. Let's get investigating, guys. I talked to partner? What do you got for me, Gumshoe?
Yes, sir.
Anything interesting? Detective Gumshoe, you look rather intrigued by something. Care to share?
It's nothing, but I noticed that Mr. Portsman calls his partner Jim. And the detective in that Sunday night drama, All My Cops, is named Jim too. I bet one of them is a big fan of the show.
You seem to know little something about it yourself. I take it you watch it.
Of course. The tight bond of friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. But it's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have.
Friendship, detective? I think you've mistaken it with pity.
How can you say that, sir? And after all we've been through, too.
Friendship or pity? About Miss Bird.
No way she's the killer. Please don't tell me you buy into that accusation, sir.
Rest assured, I think she... Money! Welcome in, yep. We are getting started with investigations. This is the very first case, and... Well, what's it called? Portsman. Prosecutor. Not rival, but what's it called? The, potential murderer. We're getting into it. However, I think I need to ask her a few things regarding her security guard position. How you doing, Money? I'm doing good. Got some... In an hour, I got to switch games, but because I'm doing that with other people, but for now, I got an hour of this.
Well, if you're only asking, that's okay. Just stand next to her and
Press space. Okay. Then
you can talk about whatever topic you pick.
yeah, okay. I'm aware. Thank you. I know how game mechanics work. Please. Oh wait, I should enable skip maybe then. Perfect time to learn. Okay. Beautiful. Gotta find out what the door is. We have to. Why the fuck is there a basketball hoop in the? Hey, it's Pain. How you doing, Winston? Who the fuck puts a basketball hoop in the 12th floor office, though? I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. I have, and I also thought of that for Portsman when he bit it. And it's possible. Yeah, his whole personality is very sportsmanlike. So maybe he is a prosecutor Olympian. I don't know. But it's also he's lying about it. Can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I am curious if this game's about the investigations. We're not going to go to the courtroom, especially since Edgeworth's the prosecutor. Probably. I don't know. I have to get through this, but showing my notes to her with tea. Okay. Oh, we can present. Have you ever met the victim before? Oh, well, I've seen him a couple times before when I had to go to Mr. Portman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. They played basketball outside.
That sounds like fun. Just once, I'd have loved to play with them.
It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. Okay. That might imply, hand-eye coordination issues. Which means probably not good with the gun? If I'm extrapolating?
On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in all that well with...
It's Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective.
She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder, and things started going downhill, so she quit.
But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. So I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. Okay, she did clock out. Which explains her casual clothing, okay. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. I'm well aware. You're giving us a full life story. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. Been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal. Just when I've become a security guard.
That's a lot to go through in one lifetime.
That was not his voice. I know, and just when I thought I'd finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help you. I said I can present to no profiles this game. Interesting. Yes, we can do it. That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor. Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe. With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on? Just for a little bit? I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you? I guess not. On second thought, they're actually on the same level. Wait, oh wait. I gotta show it to Gumshoe now. Oh, Gumshoe, what do you think of my prosecutor's badge? Your prosecutor's badge is really tiny compared to a police badge. Oh, but it's really cool, sir. Much cooler than my badge could ever be. There's no need to suck up to me, detective. The badge shenanigans return. I guess we could ask her about the master key. So, when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. I noticed it was back around 2:30 a.m. Okay, that correlates correctly. It was just sitting there on the ledge when the security room's reception window is. I'm sure that between those 2 times, it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Ah, we need that. Why is it such an important key, stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, all away from the window. Always, you say? Except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on that ledge. She used the master key. Aha! Use the master key. What do you mean by used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. There's her salute! Aww, and she puts on the cap. That's so great. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Hell yeah. Her in a hat looks... Ah? Who was it, though? What is it? That's right. I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. Portsman. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly. Forgetful Mr. Portsman. It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned him the master. And that's when you loaned the master key to him. No way. It's against regulation to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. Aha. Okay. I see.
And then, what happened after that?
Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think. So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you use the master key twice tonight. Unlock and lock, 12 a.m. and 1:30. That doesn't make sense though because it was stolen.
There's a contradiction. Talk about suspicious.
I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, detective.
Hitting him where it hurts, huh?
I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Alright. It's obviously not this one. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. This bench. Flawless. A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area.
Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know?
You would even sleep out here, detective, in a hallway.
Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand, sir. But it always ends the same way. Me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful?
Maybe I should give it a try sometime. Couldn't envision myself winning naturally. I respect it. Does say gumshoe on it. It's...
Ah! Isn't that the missing Zero series file, sir?
What's the Zero series file gonna do? Look, I learned things. Zero series, I think Zero series is gonna come up, huh? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seems to be a few pages missing. Ah! Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind.
So, what are these Zero files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh?
Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine.
Huh?
They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. On karma? I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were.
Then that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right?
It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. 10 years ago, huh? I don't think that's been covered yet.
I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case.
Man, you have no idea. For some reason, you have no idea. Oh.
What was that? Wonder why anyone would care about such an odd case. But the thief's not under there. Because there's enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. I mean, if someone could contort themselves to fit, it'd be really impressive.
Somebody's already tried. Portsman shooting hoops, huh? What is a basketball doing here?
That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir.
I heard
he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. Not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Forensics, what do you got for me? Is everything all right? Yes, sir. You must know I weighed myself this morning, and I'm finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice, stay focused, or you may start to lose even more weight. Looks like you're in quite the pinch, Miss. Looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly, post haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. I can't do his voice anymore, fuck. If you ever feel alone or need some advice, my door is always open. He bows. How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. You don't remember? Come on. Who is this guy? How could you forget? What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. 1203. It's Mr. Portman's personal basketball hoop. I can't believe you put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I been at the same office, and yet you still managed to get lost? 1203. Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portman's office. Yep. Oh, yeah? You can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Where was the basketball hoop? Where was the basketball hoop in Maggie's flashback? Which means she probably didn't open his door. Ah, right, well. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. Since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Portman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd. Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. Not yet. I can think of at least 3. Bah, why am I even wasting my time thinking about this? The door is locked tight. I bet that old credit card trick would work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor. Oh, this is the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective. Yeah, they went through all the, what's it called? Game announcements and no Ace Attorney. But maybe, hopefully soonish. That means I really gotta catch up. I mean, I haven't played. Do you think there'd be the continuation of one of the series, or like a fully new series? I don't know though, because I'm not even caught up. Pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha! So I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is, sir.
might I? Ah, that's fair. That's fair. Like I said, if one of the current series ended on a good note, then the new series would be best. Especially since they did I know about the past one, or the historical one or whatever, but I haven't played it, so. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you brought it. The hinges? Oh, the door itself. A minimalist, yet classy door made of top quality wood.
It's kind of majestic, too. Fits in really well with the ambience of the prosecutor's office, sir.
Then Mr. Portsman
Seems dignified. Just because he works behind one of these.
Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works.
Well, he seems more dignified than Mr. Payne.
That's wild. Mr. Payne, I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. How can you forget Mr. Payne, Edgeworth? Actually, have they ever worked together? Probably not, because they're both prosecutors. Edgeworth only remembers noteworthy prosecutors. And he's been thoroughly beaten by Phoenix Wright. That's what I thought. I was like, you worked against him, but like that's Phoenix Wright. No, not it. Time to logic. This new mechanic is interesting. Oh right, this is the times don't match up for these. There's a contradiction. Oh. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow! Nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I'd totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right. It was around the very time that I realized the master key was missing. And, well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. Okay. You pretended. Oh wait, there is the what's it called? Okay. Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then. That means we can enter. Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hadn't been locked properly. Perfect. Which means we enter. Hey, wait. I gotta actually accurately. The door. So she could not lock. There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Huh? You know, you're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I guess it's possible you moved the basketball hoop then, huh? Because everybody uses the basketball hoop as identifying. Okay. Maybe move the does that mean the position of the basketball is correct? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I had it.
Which means what, sir?
It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one.
She opened a different door, sir. But how can you prove that?
There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. I think it's gotta be prints on the number plate, right? These are probably checked. If we do prints on the number plate. The prints on the number plate. They will tell us all we need to know. Everything, really? Like what, sir? Fine, fine. We know for sure that Detective's Gumshoe dinner will only consist of instant noodles.
Wow! That was amazing, sir. How did you know?
Is that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, that's it. Now then, we should get back to doing what we need to do, and that is... I don't know. Maybe it is just as obvious. We examine the fingerprints on the master key.
Well, that's what you want to examine, sir. That was the very first thing we did. And tell you we didn't find any prints other than Maggie's, sir.
Okay, fine. That's so brilliant, Mr. Edgeworth. So what can we do from that? I'll tell you what I deduce. I think this means the culprit wiped their prints off. Yeah, that's exact. Like, I was assuming they could have wiped any of the fingerprints off. Whatever. Prints on the doorknob.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you, pal. Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay?
So, what did you find out?
There's no need for such belligerent, nostril-flaring, detective.
Sir,
I've found only Mr. Portsman and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive.
I'm lost, sir.
Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this doorknob as well. Now then, whose print should also be on the doorknob? Maggie's. I think you could have logicked it anyway, because obviously they moved the basketball hoop too. So maybe they changed the nameplate too. If you were smart, like, and she checked the door, you know, but
Take that!
they didn't mention anything about that, so the doorknob makes sense. Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent?
You mean...
Yes. The door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Huh. What have we here? Some very key things. Basketball hoop was moved. And won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. The basketball. Clearly the culprit. This basketball, property of Mr. Portsman. Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match.
Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. It doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game.
Although I think he's a little hard to play tennis.
It'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. Ho ho.
And that isn't the point you should be focusing on, Detective.
You're right, sir.
Now I know what I should be focusing on.
Bad Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing.
Very true. I think we've reached the end of this conversation.
It's kind of majestic, too.
that was just the same as previously. What is this?
Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir.
Let's see.
Oh, there's something written on it.
I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone. It looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. Looks like a note from the victim.
Yeah, and it's from Mr. Portsmouth.
Found under the door for the absent Portsman. 3 pieces of evidence. What's this?
What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, how about a game?
That's okay, detective. I just found the position of the hoop to be a little off.
Hey, you're right, sir.
I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The position of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take note of this. Signs that it had been moved. Okay. That's all the evidence, I think. Yes. Ace Investigator? I was wondering about the investigation.
Oh, I've been waiting for this. Let a real seasoned pro teach you how it's done.
A real seasoned pro of instant noodle cuisine, perhaps.
You know that you can always check out the really important spots in more detail, right?
Yes.
And if the area is too big, you can always use to take a look around. Oh, but don't worry, sir. We'll only show up when you need it.
I knew that as well.
And you think there's a contradiction or something unusual, try deduction. First, you line your cursor up
And do all this instructions.
I dub you Ace Investigator. Class dismiss.
And all I wanted was an update about the investigation. Okay. I don't have anything. What about evidence? Oh. Okay. Doesn't have anything new. My door. This is the same.
I see. So you're saying, sir?
Wait. Manila sword. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force.
It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door.
Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards, and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, there's a poignant trait that anyone can admire.
I see.
So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone? Right. That's great.
That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir.
These 4 numbers are on the nameplate alone proclaim that this is my office.
Oh, whoops. Hey. These number plates slide right out, sir.
See, I may have guessed incorrectly on all 3, but it could have been all 3, you know? They have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know? Although, The idea that can be so easily removed is kind of... I don't see any sign of forced entry. And according to the guard, no one.
And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir.
Meaning that the door really was opened with the key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob?
Apparently, the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think.
Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. Ah! Fill that whole bar right up. Looking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely.
Huh? How so, sir?
In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman?
I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too, pal. I suspected it was him from the instant he accuses Maggie of being the killer, sir.
That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourself. Has the person that accused Maggie of murder always been the murderer? Kind of. Who is it? Probably, I think so, actually, funnily enough. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. Okay. Hopefully I can finish this in 30 minutes, because I got 30 minutes. March 14th. 5:15 a.m. Dawn on a new morning, huh? Mr. Portsman, sir, I've finished processing the bloody letters, sir. Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Damn, he really tossed that. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Raw! Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe.
Another line for you, Portsman. We've got you now.
Haul off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jackass Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset, getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsightly, paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who'd have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. It really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? You done trying to play mind games with me, because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for is explaining yourself. Although, that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you haven't yet to prove anything? Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask? Do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we're not finished. Yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something. I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on. With evidence. I'm gonna press him, as usual. My accusation is a harebrained idea, is it? You tell me. I'd say it is, after all. There's a mountain of evidence that points away from you being the culprit. Oh, and what, pray tell, kind of evidence are we talking about here? Jim was my partner, so you could say I had motive for killing him. And that's it. Oh, and that's it. That's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain. But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree? Might I recommend that you review what the word evidence means? It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as a killer. Besides, how may I ask? Do you propose I unlock the door of yours and got in? Unfortunately, I believe I've already shown how early. Your speculations mean nothing, man, as I still insist that I could not gain access to your room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? You claim to have no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead and shoot. Very well, then. I propose that you use this to open my door. The master key.
Take that!
I believe you were at my office door, with the master key, no less.
Objection!
Wait, hold on a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. Can't be sweating over that, man, come on. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key.
Take that!
You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah. I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it? Oh, what? You have quite the imagination, man. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portman's door, sir. I checked the number... Come on! Game, you can't give that to me? Whatever. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See? Miss Bird backs up my story. Yeah. What if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? Ha! How do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right. They do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours, and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portman used to make Miss Bird think it was his room? The basketball hoop.
Take that!
Yep. What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone the hallway in this building. The music kicks in and is really good, goddamn. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. absolutely stunned. That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsmouth's. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. Just sit in front of my office to be sure. I see, man. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show you who is the one truly covered in slime here. I'm a present. Spouting nonsense.
Hold it!
Nonsense, you say? Yes, because I'm telling the truth here. Had the girl open my office door.
Hold it!
Yeah? Using the master key, of course. Sure. You have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right? Perhaps we should place it in a labyrinth of some sort of... We should place it in a labyrinth of some sort for people like you. Oh.
Hold it!
How can you prove that? And what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Fucking 1 to 2 a.m. in the morning? I respect it, man. Training regimen. Where were you going through your law books from start to finish? Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and I jog when I get the chance. Wow. You must be the buffest prosecutor we have. With the weakest legal muscles, it would seem. I was doing my usual workout, so... You don't have a single reason to suspect.
Hold it!
Prosecutor's safe. I think I've been given quite a few reasons, actually.
Objection!
But none of those would stand up to their own.
Objection!
Then what about all the evidence?
Objection!
It's all circumstantial. No judge could convict on such flimsy evidence. Seems to be trembling a lot. One more little push, and all I have to do is find the flaw in his testimony. Save.
Objection!
Hey, cool, Mr. Edgeworth. Uh-huh. In his room the entire time. He wasn't in his room.
Objection!
There we go. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How was that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsmouth. A note? It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. Sweat. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then where were you, and what were you doing? Ah. Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bird open for you.
Objection!
Music, man, is kicking in for this one. Wow. That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! This is positive proof that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. Has to be evidence, okay. Master key? He never touched the key,
Take that!
right? I think you need. Fuck. Ah! Gotta be the door then, right? I had a door just for this. The other door. My door. What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. Exactly. I didn't find any. And definitely not Miss Spur's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ah! Further, all of the prints on my office door's knob had been wiped clean. I didn't know he was talking about his or because they're the fucking same image. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me, and Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. I really hate that they show the fucking image to start. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said, you have the gun to my back. No one gets away with committing murder in my office. And just what's so funny, pal? Wait. Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me of simply too much to bear. And there's just nothing else like it in the world. Oh, what? There's more to this. Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all. He even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. I don't have a lot of time. Ugh. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, it's so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down well. Huh? I'm a little obsessive compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. Actually kind of possible. Which is why I wiped down the doorknob. But she closed it too. Actually, not possible. And after that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim and my own prints would be there.
You made that up just now, didn't you?
Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, you know exactly when that was. For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. He's saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway. Hey, even geniuses fail at times. It's probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. And now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you can notice a note that size. But you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here. Oh. Horseman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. I'm dropping the voices a little bit, sorry, but it's because I got like in 10 minutes. And besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had just told you sooner. If memory serves, you came back at this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will collaborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourselves. Detective Gumshoe.
Sir, yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guy down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 a.m.
You see? All this evidence points to him being the culprit, so there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Alright.
Hold it!
Yep, you are correct. It was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're on the spot with the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. It was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation with gunpoint with the culprit. As you say, however. Yeah, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see. Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try to think a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh, well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit.
Hold it!
So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit then? Yep. Right after I left the prosecutor's building. I just straight to the precinct. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. Well, we did go and ask and confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right?
Yes, sir. A number of detectives said they saw you around that time. See?
I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden look on your face? Can you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there.
Sir.
Please escort the young lady out, but remember to be gentle.
Maggie. Detective Gumshoe.
Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to... Only add a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. It's gotta be this, right? There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life. And one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. Quite the same. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. 1 second. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was an earthly person who paid a visit to my office tonight. That's all we got. Supposing that there's another victim, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder. Or it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of two different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once after the murder, our second culprit, who was the owner of the second gun. It was supposed to be the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back.
Objection!
Objection, Mr. Portsman. It seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth.
Sir, what are you saying?
This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the very start. I had an assumption that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? That person I ran into was just your average thief.
Thief, but sir,
Doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, two culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean, two? Explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were two guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office. Now you're just leading an argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario. Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelf. And this is the first time.
so then this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right?
Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else. Who should have walked in but his own partner, Mr. Fate?
But why did Mr. Fate come into our room, sir?
Probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which was why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? He must have thought it was odd.
So he came into this office to check it out.
Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman. Mr. Fate probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Fate's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. Bites the man. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that had landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind.
You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that?
Well, if things were